I've had way too many fears in my life. Fear of losing the people I love and being alone in this world. Fear of not being able to control my own reality. Fear of heights. Fear of insects. Fear of airplanes and ships. All of these fears are things that I've learned to get over. It took some time, but it wasn't that hard. Well, except for one. And that's the fear of not being able to fully control my reality. We all fear things that we don't know and are comfortable with the things that we do know. I like to be sure of what I do before I do it. Before I make a decision, I always overthink it, just to make sure that I'm making the right choice and that I won't fail. Doing so can be a blessing and a curse. Sometimes, if you overthink too much, you may subconsciously pull yourself away from taking that step that you've been thinking about taking. But it also gives you time to plan every move that you make. And when making decisions, it's important to think long term. One of my most recent accounts with this was my struggle between being an overthinker and an executor. It's better to make the move and see what's on the other side than to waste time overthinking sometimes. Now I'm getting to the point where I no longer think too much about things. If something doesn't feel right with me, I won't do it. Even if the decision I make goes against the societal norm. I trust my intuition, and most importantly, I consult in God. Even though I know sometimes, a lot of times, there's these people who have these certain expectations of you, and they place these expectations that they have of you onto you. And if you're a people pleaser, like I can be sometimes, I know that it can become a fear of not wanting to disappoint those people. But at the end of the day, you are your own person that you have to live for. You should only be living for yourself. And it really just boils down to you're the only person that you wake up to in the morning and the only person that you go to bed with at night. And if you're not at peace with yourself, then you miss the point. And now as far as life goes, unfortunately, we can't run away from life no matter what your status is. Life always happens. You may lose your best friend, your tire may burst, you may get into a car accident, you may miss out on a big opportunity. Things happen that way, unfortunately, and you can't stop them from happening to you. Life is just like gliding through a stream of water, going with the flow, building your own boat while grasping as much H2O as you can and attempting to not let the rocks tip you over. As I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself. We all have things that we fear, but it's on us to let us decide if we'll let fear conquer us or if we're going to conquer fear. You won't know everything that will happen, and that's a part of life, and that's okay. This is for those who are fearful. Don't allow fear to win. One day you'll look back on your life and regret it. Fear is a myth. This is a letter from me to you and I.